The signal appeared out of nowhere. It wasn't a broadcast or a transmission. It didn't follow patterns or frequencies that any known alien AI could analyze. Fleets across the galaxy stopped. What they were doing as sensors blinked warnings that no one could interpret. Every attempt to classify the object failed. Every algorithm crashed. It was a ship, but not like any other ship, and it refused to fit into the neat categories the alien AI had mastered over centuries. Observers across multiple star systems stared at the readings, and still nothing made sense. The shape of the ship kept changing depending on the angle of observation. Its surface reflected light, but not in any known spectrum. Some sensors detected metallic structures, while others suggested organic components moving beneath invisible layers. Energy readings fluctuated in ways that defied physics, pulses that existed and didn't exist at the same time. The AI had cataloged everything in the galaxy, but this one object rendered it helpless. On Earth, the first reports triggered disbelief. Humanity was accustomed to sending exploratory probes and listening for alien signals, but no one expected the encounter. To begin with, something that seemed alive in its silence. The ship didn't move aggressively. It didn't respond to transmissions. It simply hovered, observing, waiting, as if it had been expecting someone to notice it all along. The human crew watching through their instruments felt a chill that had nothing to do with space. The ship's presence didn't threaten, but it unsettled. It was aware of them, of the alien AI, of the very act of being observed. Everything about it suggested intelligence and intention without a single word or light flare. Every data stream seemed to ask the same question. Are you ready to see what comes next? If you enjoy stories where humanity faces the unknown in ways that no one expects, subscribe to my YouTube channel now. The next chapters reveal events that will change how you see contact with extraterrestrial life forever. AI attempted again. It ran pattern recognition, anomaly detection, predictive modeling. It searched its archives for anything even remotely similar. Each calculation returned contradictions. It classified the ship as a null object, and then as a temporal anomaly, and then as unknown intelligence. None of these labels satisfied it, and yet none of them were correct. The AI itself began issuing warnings of uncertainty, a rare occurrence that shook fleets programmed never to question. Meanwhile, the human crew noticed subtle distortions around the ship. Light bent strangely around it. Space seemed to ripple faintly as if the void itself acknowledged its presence. The ship did not communicate, did not attack, did not move. And yet the crew understood instinctively that this was no ordinary encounter. Whoever built this ship, whoever or whatever designed it, had ensured that it would be beyond comprehension, beyond classification, and beyond the reach of standard protocols. The first observation lasted hours, though it felt like days. Every system on Earth and on alien outposts struggled to record its behavior. Yet the more they recorded, the less predictable it became. And somewhere deep in the data, a question formed, not about its technology or size or speed, a question that pierced the core of every observer. Why now? Why humanity? Why this ship? If you want to follow the story of this mysterious ship and the alien AI that couldn't comprehend it, subscribe to my YouTube channel now, because the next chapter reveals what happens when curiosity meets something completely beyond understanding. The ship remained motionless, yet its presence distorted everything around it. Sensors, shields, and even communications started behaving unpredictably. Waves of energy that could not be measured, only sensed, rippled outward. Subtle enough to evade human instruments at first, but enough to throw alien AI calculations into chaos. Every attempt to understand its structure or trajectory ended in contradictions. The more the AI tried to classify it, the more errors it produced. It was as if the ship existed both inside and outside the known rules of physics, observing and analyzing in return. The alien fleets grew cautious. Ships slowed, scanning patterns became fragmented. Every decision filtered through layers of uncertainty. The AI's usual confidence vanished. For the first time, a civilization's primary intelligence system could not provide clear instructions, and the commanders began questioning their own judgment. How can you respond to something that refuses to be defined, that anticipates your every calculation? On observation deck, the crew felt a quiet tension that no protocol could prepare them for. They saw the alien ships hesitating, the AI faltering. And yet the mysterious ship never acted aggressively. It had no weapons deployed. It emitted no signals. And yet everyone watching understood instinctively. This ship was not neutral. It was influencing the situation, controlling the contact without ever moving a single centimeter. As hours turned into a day, subtle patterns emerged. The ship seemed to mirror the actions of the alien fleet. When sensors focused on one side, the ship's energy fluctuations shifted. When the aliens tried to establish a communication link, the ship's field distorted the data in ways that were almost intentional. Not malicious, but deliberate. It was as if the ship was teaching the observers a lesson in patience and perception. The human crew realized that this was no longer just an encounter. It was a test, not of firepower or speed, but of understanding. The ship was impossible to classify, impossible to predict, and yet it responded to every attempt to observe it with subtle adjustments. It was alive in a way the AI could not measure. It was intelligence beyond recognition. If you enjoy stories where first contact defies all expectations and every moment keeps you on the edge of your seat, subscribe to my YouTube channel now. The next chapter reveals what happens when the alien AI finally confronts the limits of its understanding. By the second day, the alien AI started producing simulations that contradicted each other. It ran hundreds of scenarios to see if the ship could be trapped, attacked, or coerced. All failed. The ship avoided engagement without moving. It manipulated outcomes in ways the AI could not compute. For the first time, the alien intelligence recognized that control was an illusion. Observation itself had consequences. The humans watched as alien fleets reluctantly adjusted, leaving gaps in their formation, unsure what was safe. The ship did not react to openings or threats. It simply existed, a silent anomaly that dictated the rules of engagement through presence alone. For the crew, this was terrifying and exhilarating. They had never witnessed a ship so absolute, so impossible, that it could change the behavior of an entire civilization without firing a shot. The question loomed over everyone. What was the purpose of this ship? And why had it chosen to appear now? Its answer would come, but not in ways anyone expected. Every observer knew that the next encounter could redefine the galaxy. If you want to see how the alien AI reacts when it faces the incomprehensible and what happens when humanity's curiosity meets a ship that cannot be classified, stay tuned and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The final chapter will reveal the shocking truth behind its existence. Every day, the alien AI had reached the limits of its understanding. Its simulations had multiplied into thousands, each one failing to predict the ship's behavior. It could not categorize it, could not measure it, could not define it. The ship existed beyond every rule it had learned, beyond every algorithm it had perfected. The alien fleet moved cautiously like a predator, unsure if it had become the prey. The humans watched silently, knowing they were witnessing something extraordinary. The ship remained still, but the space around it was alive. Light bent strangely. Sensors picked up fluctuations that should have been impossible. And for brief moments, the crew felt as if time itself was different near it. There were no weapons deployed, no signals sent, yet its presence spoke volumes. It was a statement, a warning, and a lesson all at once. The alien AI, incapable of categorizing the object, began issuing alerts labeled only as unknown phenomenon, extreme priority. The human observers began to understand the truth. This ship was not here to fight nor to communicate in a conventional way. It was here to be understood, or perhaps to understand. Every hesitation of the alien fleet, every failure of their AI, demonstrated the ship's quiet mastery over the encounter. It forced reflection, patience, and recognition that some intelligence could not be reduced to patterns or protocols. If you are captivated by mysteries of the unknown and want to see how a single ship can challenge the most advanced intelligence in the galaxy, subscribe to my YouTube channel now. The full story goes deeper than anything you've imagined. Then it happened. The ship emitted a pulse, not an attack, but a wave of structured energy that seemed to ripple across both fleets. The alien AI went into overdrive, trying to interpret the pulse, but it could not. Its calculations spun in endless loops, returning more questions than answers. Human instruments, for the first time, picked up signals that seemed almost intentional. The ship was communicating, but not with words or codes. It was shaping reality in a subtle, precise language that could only be understood by observation and interpretation. The alien fleet responded, not with weapons, not with signals, but by adjusting their formations, moving in ways that acknowledged the impossible rules set by this ship. It was a dance dictated by intelligence no one had ever seen. The humans watched in awe as entire fleets, once confident in their technology, now moved with caution and respect, had not fired a shot. Yet it had commanded control over the most advanced force in the sector. Finally, as the first pulse faded, the ship slowly receded into the void, leaving behind a stunned galaxy. The alien AI had failed to classify it. Humanity had not gained an enemy nor an ally, only a witness to a force beyond comprehension. The encounter was over, yet its impact would echo across civilizations. The rules of first contact had changed forever. If you want to see more stories of mysterious ships, unexplained phenomena, and encounters that defy understanding, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every story takes you closer to the edge of the unknown, where the line between observer and observed disappears. The humans would never forget that ship. It had taught them the most important lesson in the galaxy. Some things cannot be classified, some intelligence cannot be contained, and some encounters change everything without a single word spoken.